everyone, welcome back to my kitchen. My name is Mindy Banks. I'm the Flip Flop Chef, and today I'm going to show you how to make a buttercream board. So I know boards are all the rage. There's butter boards, charcuterie boards, fruit boards, snack boards. There's every kind of board out there, and today I'm going to show you how to make one that's extra delicious. We're going to use buttercream icing made in Pampered Chef's Deluxe stand mixer. I'm going to add a bunch of fun, delicious toppings to the board just to make it look extra great and taste even better. So let's go ahead and get started. If this is the first time you've watched one of my videos, I hope you'll click the subscribe button while you're here so that you'll know anytime I post new content to my YouTube channel. And also, please go to theflipflopchef.com and click the button at the top of the page. Join my recipe community. I have recipes and giveaways there. You don't want to miss all the fun things that happen there, so make sure that you go to my website, theflipflopchef.com, click the button at the top of the page to access my recipe community, and I'll see you there for lots more fun. But let's go ahead and get started. We're going to make our buttercream icing. I already made some chocolate buttercream. Now we're going to make some strawberry buttercream. And I'm going to make this one from start to finish so that you guys can see it. It does take 3 minutes. So while the blender is running, the mixer is running, I'm going to show you some of the other things, and I'll try to talk extra loud in case the blender is making too much noise. But I've already made the chocolate buttercream, which I'll talk about in a few minutes, but let's go ahead and get everything in our Deluxe mixer bowl so that you can see this mixer in action. So first thing is, I love that we have this little lock, so it locks that arm right up, so you don't have to worry about that knocking that over or it falling over. I'm going to be using the scraper paddle today for our icing. And then this is our 5.75 quart mixing bowl. And I actually have 2 bowls and I have 2 of the scraper paddles because, there we go. I like to be able to have 2 bowls and 2 paddles for when I'm doing demos like today. So I've already got 1 bowl over there with the chocolate buttercream, but now we're gonna make the strawberry buttercream. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add in 2 sticks of butter. Now, Pampered Chef's recipe says to use 1.5 sticks, but I use 2, so that's the only thing that I'm modifying from the recipe in the cooking guide. And this is super soft butter, and that's what you want to use. And I am using the strawberry buttercream recipe that comes in the cooking guide that you get with your Deluxe stand mixer. I do have a digital copy of this in my recipe community. If you want to go over there and check it out, I have more than 40 free electronic cookbooks that you can download from the file section. So this is just one of them. If you want to preview it, or maybe you don't have yours anymore or you're at the grocery store and you want to look something up, that's another great resource for you to be in the recipe community. So we've got our butter. We're going to add 3 cups of powdered sugar. Now I have my powdered sugar already measured out in our small plastic mixing bowl, and you'll notice that I have a lid on here. This is the small lid that comes with the silicone stretch fit lid set. So I love these because you can cook with them in the oven, not in this bowl, but you can put it on an oven-safe bowl or an oven-safe dish, and you can vent that lid. So it serves as a cover instead of aluminum foil, and it's also great for storage when you need to seal it right up. So we've got 3 cups of powdered sugar. Let me see if I can dump this in here without making a mess. So 3 cups of powdered sugar. This is a smart mixer, and so everything is pre-programmed for me, and so I'm going to put all of the ingredients in at the same time. So if you're like, why didn't she cream that butter first before she's adding in the sugar? The really cool thing about this is they designed this so that you can put almost all or all of the ingredients in at one time. So I love this. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add a 1/4 cup of strawberry jam. Now I made this strawberry jam in Pampered Chef's Deluxe cooking blender, and it's just 3 ingredients to make this. You need fresh strawberries, pectin, and sugar, and there is a low sugar option for this recipe. You can find that in my recipe community or on my Pampered Chef website. Whoops, wrong size scoop. I grabbed the wrong one. That's the medium scoop. I need the, or that's the large scoop. This is the extra large, which is a 1/4 cup. So I'm gonna just scoop out my strawberry jam. Got my hands sticky when I did that. And then we're going to add, I wanna make sure I do this right, 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract and 1/8 teaspoon of salt. So I have my vanilla extract in one of our oil and vinegar bottles. So I keep my vanilla extract in here because I do a lot of baking, and it just makes it easier than having to get out a spoon every single time. Now the lowest measurement on here is a teaspoon, so I'm going to do about halfway to that. Pour that in here, and then we're going to add some salt. And I actually grind up the coarse sea and Himalayan salt that Pampered Chef sells. I grind it up in my Deluxe cooking blender and I transfer it into a container here so it's not coarse, but it's super ground up like what you buy at the grocery store. All right, so what we're gonna do next is we're gonna add the paddle scraper, or the scraper beater. What do we call this thing? Scraping beater. I don't know why. I'm sure if you've watched the other Deluxe mixer videos that I've done, I cannot call this by the right name. So y'all just go with me. We're gonna put this on and then I'm gonna release this locking arm. You're gonna press down. I'm gonna turn the power on. I do wait to turn the power on because it's just a safety feature. You don't wanna ever be messing with where the beaters go when there's power to that. So you're going to set this to the cream setting, which is pre-programmed to 2 minutes and 50 seconds. We need to do this for 3 minutes. So I'm gonna press the button and I'm gonna adjust this to 3 minutes and press start. And it also shows me on here which attachment to use. So this I wanna call this the blender so bad. The Deluxe stand mixer comes with the scraping beater, the whisk attachment, and the dough hook. So if you notice here, this is not flinging out all of that powdered sugar, and it starts out slow, and you'll notice that it's gonna gradually increase speed. This is gonna run for 3 minutes. So I'm gonna talk while this is going, and hopefully it's not too loud for you guys. Feel free to fast forward if you need to do that. But did you see that it sped up? So now it went from 2 and then to 3, so it's getting faster and faster. So this cookbook has the recipe for vanilla buttercream, strawberry buttercream, and the chocolate buttercream. So let me talk to you guys about that while we wait for the strawberry buttercream to be ready to go. So this is my second scraping beater that I use for the chocolate buttercream. So I hope you guys can hear me. I always hesitate to continue a video while something is happening, but I want you to see this in real time because it's amazing that nothing is coming out of this bowl. So this is the same size bowl that I have attached here, and this is the larger lid from that stretch fit lid set. Remember we had one on the powdered sugar, and this is actually the medium. I said the large. So I have the small one, and this is the medium, and this is my extra buttercream. So we may or may not need this. I went ahead and filled my Easy Accent decorator with the open star tip with our chocolate buttercream. Now, we're going to assemble this on Pampered Chef's wood cutting board. It's gonna be beautiful. We're gonna add all of these great toppings. So let me tell you some of the things that I have for you guys. So yesterday, I baked up a few things to go on this buttercream board. So the first thing I did was I took a cake mix and I made cake mix or cake balls, basically, using our donut pole pan. I just mix the cake according to the box directions. You can pick whatever cake mix that you like. Mix it according to the package directions. I baked these, I believe, at 350, and it was a total of about 15 minutes. So every cake mix might be just a little bit different, so make sure that you kind of keep an eye on these. I also made some brownie bites, and I used store-bought brownie mix for that, and I used our brownie bite pan. So if you haven't seen the brownie bite pan, this is a smaller version of brownies than even our regular brownie pan. So I always say the brownie bites are like 2-bite brownies. The brownie pan is 4 bites for brownies, okay? So we have 20 seconds left, so we're almost done with that. I'm gonna set these aside. All right, and the board that we're gonna be using today is the wood cutting board from Pampered Chef. If you haven't seen this, I love it. It's beautiful, it is super smooth, and it just is the perfect board for any of your snack boards, charcuterie boards, butter boards, buttercream boards, whatever you're making. The other side does have this, oh, got a little scratch on there. This has a little groove around the edges, and you'll notice that there are some knife scratches on here, some knife marks. That's actually a good thing. You want you want a cutting board that shows your cuts, because then you know you're not dulling your knives. So if you're using a cutting board that doesn't leave marks, then it's probably damaging your knife. So that's a good extra tip. And you can always shine this up with some wood oil. So we're gonna use the flat side of this. Let me show you this buttercream because it looks amazing. All right, so this is the buttercream. If you want this to be more pink, then add some food coloring to this. I try to avoid adding food coloring if I can help it. But we're gonna start off by taking our chocolate buttercream, and you're going to put the icing on the board first, and then you're gonna add all of your other toppings. So I'm going to show you the Easy Accent Decorator first, and then I'm going to show you our decorating bag set so that you can choose which way you like to do this better. So we're just going to make these stars. I'm just kind of placing this in different places on the board. You can decide how you want to do this when you make your board. And this is the open star tip, but you could use some of the other tips that come with this. I know a lot of people really like having this for their deviled eggs. Whoops, I got that one a little bit bigger than the others, but that's okay. So this is the open star tip. Let me move my cooking guide because I'm going to get that dirty. But you're going to have other tips that you can use here. So I'll just kind of show you guys. There's a writing tip. I knew that was going to happen. I knew I couldn't keep my frosting super pretty, but I didn't mess it up too bad. And some other fancy tips. This is like a filling tip, so if you wanted to fill donut holes or cupcakes, this is the perfect one for that. I'm going to set these aside, and hopefully I won't drop anything else on this board. So let's get our icing, the strawberry icing, ready to go. So the first thing I'm going to do, remember I turned that power off, and I'm going to just scrape off this icing. If you're not making a live video and you want to lick your beater, you go right ahead. My boys are at camp today, so they're not here. I guarantee you if they were, Connor would be in here ready to go. So then I'm going to just scrape down the sides of the bowl just so that I have a big pile of icing to work with. And then we're going to transfer this into the decorating bag. And with both of these, I'm going to have extra icing to make something else, which you guys have to agree. That's not a problem, right? That's actually a good thing when you have extra icing left over. So let's get our decorating bag. I'm going to use the large. Now this container is a replacement part, and at the time of recording, I believe it is still available. There's a smaller bag in here for the smaller tips, or another bag for smaller tips in here. I'm going to use that larger bag or the larger tips, and I actually want to use the, let's see, I am not sure if I know the names of these, but this is like an open, so there's no star, it's just an open tip. That's the one that I want to use for this. Since I did use that star tip, I want to just give this board a little bit of dimension, make it a little bit different. All right, we're going to take a cup. I love this cup, by the way. It says Southern Heels, and it's covered in flip-flops, so I think that's perfect for me. I like to fill my icing bags like this. Some people are more talented than me, and they can hold the bag and stuff it full. I'm not quite that talented, so I don't even try. But I'm going to just scrape some of this in here. Let me get a little bit in before I start pouring. I want to have a little bit of weight in there before I try to start scraping this in. So I'm going to scrape my icing in the bag. Now, I do not claim to be a good decorator by any stretch of the imagination, but I do know some easy tips that make it look like I am. So be sure to check out my cake decorating class. That's something else you can find on my channel. Don't forget to subscribe here so that you know whenever I post new content. And at the time of recording this video, I have well over 400 videos on my channel. So I have a lot to keep you busy if you're new here. Just check it all out. Okay, now I'm just gonna kind of shake this down, and we'll bring our board back over here. And let's see, I left my bowl over there. I want to get all the air bubbles out. All right, this icing, the chocolate icing was easier to squeeze just because it's been sitting out a little bit. This is a little bit, I guess, I don't know if thicker is the right word, but it's a little bit more sturdy, so I have to squeeze a little bit harder to get this out. And remember, every piece doesn't have to be perfect, and if you don't like what it looks like, just go back over it. And there doesn't have to be any rhyme or reason to where you're putting your icing. And you can actually, after you add your cookies, so I have cookies, brownies, and little cake pop balls, I guess, you can add more icing. You can fill in the gaps with food or icing. All right, I think I'm gonna put, where do I wanna do this? And I'm going in rows. You can go in spirals, whatever you wanna do. All right, so let's start with that. And then we can add more as we go. By the way, this mixer has even weight distribution. So that's another really cool thing about this. So there's a handle on this side, and then you can grab this side and you can easily move it out of the way. So well, let me move it a little bit more because it's still in view of my camera there. I don't want that to be a distraction. And now I have a little bit more room here to decorate my board and hopefully not make a big mess of it. So I've got my sugar cookies. I have brownies. So these are the brownie bites here. And then the cake mix that I used for in the donut hole pan, that's what I have here. And then I've got some fruit, I've got some pretzels. Oh, I thought I might forget this. We're gonna add a little bit of sprinkles to the chocolate. So I'm kind of going with the pink theme here. I went with what I had, and if you guys know me, you know I love pink. So I have lots of things that go with that. So whoops, I wasn't gonna put that one there, but we're gonna leave it because I'm afraid I'm gonna mess it up if I try to get it back. Tweezers are also a great thing. Kitchen tweezers, make sure you're not using the same ones from your bathroom. Will help you pick up and replace or place food. I have some sprinkles stuck in my fingers. So we're gonna put, oh, I missed a little row here. So just on the chocolate, I'm gonna do these little sprinkles. And these sprinkles are from Michael's. They are, it's a Sweet Tooth Fairy, it's a sprinkle mix, Mélange d'Éclat. I have no idea if I said that right, but these are from Michael's. So if you're looking for the exact same ones, they have a lot of bottles with like blends that have 3 or 4 different kinds of sprinkles all together, and I think they just look prettier. All right, so we're just going to, let's see, I'm going to rotate these, and I am coming up with this as we go. So if you see me thinking, that's exactly what I'm doing, is I am thinking. All right, let's put this here. Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? Let me grab, I just had an idea. Actually, I don't have to grab it. I can just use what I have here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut some of these. This is our scoop and spread. I have to think about what some of these are called. So we're gonna cut some of these into triangles and fit them in. Again, doing this kind of gives you just a different dimension on your board. So add a couple more of those, and I'm gonna zoom in so that you guys can get a closer look, whoops, at what I am doing on my board. Sorry, my hands are crazy. It makes it hard to zoom in and out. For these cookies, let's see what I think here. We could cut these in half and add them. I'm trying to decide what I want to do here. You could even add some of these to the top of the icing if you want, but I'm gonna put this just like that. And then let's cut, I'm thinking out loud. All right, let's do, now with charcuterie boards, like with meat and cheese, it's really easy to move things after you start. But when you have something like butter or icing, it makes it harder to do that. So let me move this guy out of the way because I'm messing that up. Let's grab some pretzels. So this is just another way to add more dimension, different colors. And it's always nice to have a little bit of salty with your sweet. And then I've got some blackberries. And so we can fill in some of these gaps. What I love the most about doing these kinds of things is it's just amazing how it just kind of all comes together at the end. So I'm just gonna continue on decorating. I've got some cherries, some blueberries, and I also have some Lindor. These are strawberries and cream truffles. So if you wanted to add some of those, we can. I'm gonna wait and decide on that. But what I'm gonna continue to do is add brownies and some of these other little cakes. And if you wanted to frost these cakes before you put them on the board, you could do that. You could dip them in chocolate that would harden. You can get so creative with all of this. Don't feel like you have to do exactly what I'm doing. I'm gonna continue with my, here, I know I had another one. I continue with my pattern here and add some pretzels. Tell me what your ideas would be. What would you want on your buttercream board? I'm gonna add a little bit more buttercream. Remember I told you at the beginning, you can always go back and add more along the way. So that's what I'm doing there, just to kind of complete that row. And then let me add some blueberries to this. And all you're doing is just filling in those gaps. So you can get really creative with that. I had some chocolate chips. I think Connor put them up after he had breakfast this morning. He likes to put them on his pancakes. I think he put away my ingredients because I don't see them here. But that's okay. Chocolate chips are another thing that I was gonna put on here. Let's cut some more brownies. We're gonna do some more triangles, and I'll probably add some more strawberry frosting. I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit more on this row and some more on this row. And you could do icing in 2 different directions if you wanted to. Get really creative. I'm gonna put some, icing is a really good thing on the corners because it's not gonna roll off. So let's fill these corners here and just keep filling in the gaps here. So I'm gonna add some more slices of brownies, and we'll cut up some more cookies. We'll do a few of these. I love anything that's on a board. So if you are like me, you're gonna probably come up with some really amazing ideas. Let me do this first. And then we'll put our pretzels in here. Oh, this is gonna be great. The boys wanted to make sure that I wasn't going to take this apart before they get home. So I'm gonna have to save this for them. And I think I'm gonna add a little bit more right there, and that will prop that up a little bit. And let's add some more blackberries. I like that. And let's add some cherries too. So let me grab my cherries. You can put these with the stems if you want and the seeds, or you can take them out, you can pit them first. So just make sure if you're serving this without pitting them, that whoever's eating this knows that there's seeds in there. But this is our cherry and olive bitter, and so I did pit a couple of these ahead of time. And we can just put those on there, and we may do a few more. So I'm just gonna keep building this board, and if you stick around for that, I can't wait to hear what you think. Be sure to go to theflipflopchef.com and check out all of my recipes. So remember, I literally have thousands and thousands of recipes in my recipe community, and so there is so much available for you guys, and the videos on my channel here will keep you busy also. So if you see anything from Pampered Chef that you would like to order, I am a consultant with the company, and I do make commission on anything that you purchase from me. I'd love the opportunity to earn your business and help you get whatever it is that you might need. All right, so I'm trying to decide what all I want to do here. I think I'm gonna put, let me do brownies here, and then I'm just gonna fill in all of the gaps. And we'll add more icing, and okay, I cut this in half, and I don't think I like those in half, but I do like the cookies cut in half. So we're gonna add that, and I'll add this here. We'll fill in some of those gaps with pretzels. And I may get some chocolate chip cookies off after I go off camera and put some of those in here too. So we'll add, that might be too many in that area. See what I told you guys? You can kind of can take away, you can add back, you can do whatever it is that you want to do with your boards. So you want to have way more ingredients than you think that you're going to need, so that you can fill this board. I'm going to add some icing, and since I don't have any more chocolate in that, I'm just going to add this here, just like that. Let's see. Go ahead and add a little bit more here, and I'm just going to finish off these rows because I like kind of how it creates that barrier in between our treats. So do you guys see how this is coming together? So I'm gonna finish this off camera, and I will post the pictures of the finished board in my recipe community. So if you didn't already join, go to theflipflopchef.com. Make sure you click the button at the top of the page to join my group. It'll redirect you, and then you're gonna click the join button, and then you're gonna have access to thousands of recipes. I also have a giveaway every single Friday. All you have to do is look for the Flip Flop Friday post. Leave your comment anytime from Friday to Sunday, and that enters you to win my weekly giveaway. And on Monday, I draw a random winner and mail them their prize. It's almost always something from Pampered Chef, but occasionally I throw other things in there. I do love shopping at Aldi, so occasionally you'll see me give away something from Aldi. And I've given away grocery gift cards, gas gift cards, and many other prizes. So I'm looking around to make sure I haven't forgotten anything that I really wanted to tell you. I did think of one thing that I wanted to show you. So another way, so I have all these cookies. So another thing that you can do is you can decorate your cookies. I'm so glad I didn't forget this. And you could even add these to the board if you wanted to, but look at that. So I have a sugar cookie with strawberry buttercream and a blackberry right on the top. You could do blueberries. I wish I had some strawberries because the color would add a lot to this board, but I don't have strawberries today. But this is another idea for decorating your cookies. So I hope you guys enjoyed learning how to make a buttercream board. You don't have to go all in lines. You could squiggle it around. You could do circles. You could do whatever you like. And that's the really fun thing about being creative in the kitchen, is you can do what feels right for you, and every board doesn't have to be the same. So you can make multiple boards and they can all be different. So if I can help you with anything, please, excuse me, please let me know. But that's all I have for you guys today. I'll see you soon. Bye everyone.